Now, when I took delivery of my Bugatti this summer, after selling 7 cars to cover the down payment and with some help from Premier Financial Services for the rest, I only got this key, which is very much just like any Bentley or Audi group switchblade flip key that we would expect. But this does not unlock the vehicle's top speed. And then you might recall I made an update video where I had gotten the second key from one of the people affiliated with Floyd Mayweather, and it's an even cheaper looking, normal, 2000s Volkswagen key. And then I also got this, which was from one of the pictures that I had posted of the Lil Uzi Vert speed key. One of our eagle-eyed viewers had made me a copy. His username on Instagram is AMG_widebody, and it didn't work. Now, at the time, I didn't know exactly what the procedure was to make the whole thing work, but I now not only have my speed key, but I also have the owner's manual. Now, it cost me a lot to get these things. $5,500 extortion dollars for the return of something that was only really valuable to me, but I did pay it again because this from Bugatti Broward was going to be more than $8,000, but they do have me one sitting down there, as well as a second key because I did tell them that I wanted to have both of those when we negotiated the deal originally. But even though my car happens to match this, all of the speed key cases are red with red on the inside, and here it is. Now it is, oh goodness gracious, I've dropped it, and that was valuable, but I didn't hurt it, and neither did Lil Uzi Vert. Apparently all of his bedazzling was temporary, so it has been removed by whomever dug these up and sent them my way, so I now have a real speed key. I have also got my owner's manual. Now the owner's manuals, if you can find one for sale, like on eBay, they are about $10,000. Like it's a Gutenberg Bible, this thing. But it does tell us exactly how to unlock the speed key. I remember it was on page 117 when I immediately opened it up to start learning about my car. Now that I have all of the opportunity to understand its capabilities. Now it says some awesome stuff about the nature of driving really fast in your Bugatti. It says your vehicle is capable of a top speed of 253 miles per hour or 407 kilometers an hour when a number of conditions related to the vehicle, the track, and the weather are met. It's important to realize just how fast this is. 253 miles per hour is faster than the takeoff speed of a passenger jet, as well as that of most military jets, and it's faster than today's top track speeds in Formula One racing. At 253 miles an hour, your vehicle is covering 371 feet per second. Things happen extremely fast at that speed, so if you decide to apply the brakes, you would have traveled a very long distance by the time your foot even touched the pedal, let alone actuated any braking function. So if you decide to experience the ultimate power and performance of your Bugatti Veyron 16.4, make sure that you and your vehicle are up to it and that the conditions are met. Don't attempt if you have any doubts. It's not necessary to drive at top speed to experience and appreciate the uniqueness and perfection of the Veyron. You can do that in everyday driving within the speed limit. Thoughtful they are, and that is true. I have enjoyed it both above and below the speed limit so far. Now it says, and I did not know this when I was trying the fake speed key, the top speed mode can only be activated if the vehicle is stationary and the engine is running and the transmission parking lock is activated, meaning it's in drive position P, and the electronic stabilization program is activated, and the tire pressure monitoring system displays no error messages, no DTCs in memory, and sufficient tire pressure, which is 46 pounds. There should also be no errors for the transmission, all-wheel drive system, or the rear differential lock. You insert the speed key into the key switch 1 and turn it to the left, and top speed will appear on the multifunction indicator display. So assuming this all works, we'll get the indicator on the dash, it'll turn to the left and I guess return back to its normal position. It'll lower the car a bit, the wing will come up, and it will lower these diffuser flaps just in front of the front wheels. And then, as long as we don't steer more than 90 degrees, it will stay in top speed mode. Now, of course, I don't have the tires or the space today to go out and test to see whether we can go over 229 miles an hour, but it'll feel awful nice to know that when conditions permit, I'll have the chance. Let's try it out. Film my old self crawling out this big car. All right. So we ran the car around the block because it seems appropriate to get some operating temperature in that gigantic quadruple turbocharged W16 engine. And now we'll follow the procedure to make sure that we can go 253 miles an hour when conditions permit. All right, so I'm supposed to leave the thing running, have it in park, traction control on, steering less than 90 degrees, take this key, put it in this hole, and turn it. It's stuck. All right, I'm supposed to turn it left, and then it'll pop back, but it's supposed to say top speed there the same way that it would say handling. All right, so it's supposed to turn like that, and then it's supposed to say, but that's not working. All right, I can believe this doesn't work. I mean, that seems crazy. This is like $2, and this is $8,000, but it's like it's stuck, as though it, you know, your steering wheel's a little crooked and it won't let you turn in the ignition cylinder. Door need to be shut? No. Foot on the brake? No. Does it need to be in handling mode? All right, putting the wing up. Maybe that's a better start. It does have to be lower. All right, we're now in handling mode. Handling mode, foot on the brake. Did this guy keep his speed key necklace and make this fake one and send it to me? Get my book out. Vehicle stationary, check. Engine running, check. Transmission in park, check. ESP on, check. TPMS, no errors, check. We fixed that earlier. No errors for anything. There's no error lights on the whole thing. Insert it and turn to the left. Top speed appears. No. It'll return back to its original position. It didn't leave its original position. Does launch control work? How does that work? All right, the fact that launch control did not immediately work might say to me that there is some condition not met. But this is like the happiest car that I own. Oh, all right, so in gear, foot all the way to the floor, offensively to the floor, then it says launch. All right, so whatever that requires, we have launch control as an option. Wait a minute. I've never... I don't think it can go over 229 with the roof off, and I don't ever put the roof on. So perhaps that's my problem. And it has sensors, because like a Mercy Roadster has sensors for the opposite reason, that if you go over 130, I think, with the roof on, it has all these alarms that go off. I mean, it would have blown off by then in most cases anyway. So maybe there's sensors in here that tell it that the roof's on, and that's why we can't do it. All right, back to the house, get the roof before we accuse anybody of scamming me. All right, here we go. So this is the back. So what we're gonna do is carry the front over, and you see there's 2 holes on either side. There's just a pin for each of those holes. So if you wanna grab the anchor point, and then just lift it up, and then hold it high enough. All right, so now move to the side with both hands, and just slot that in, and then set it down. Okay, then let it kind of rest there, and then we need to press pretty hard at the same time. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. All right, I think that's good. I asked Tyler Hoover by texting while driving on my way back over here how his worked, because I knew he had the key. I didn't know if he'd ever tried it, and he sent me a video where literally he just gets in, starts the car, and then puts it in. His tire pressure light is still on. He says it goes off eventually, but with his aftermarket wheels, who knows? So maybe, at least this is the next point in the decision tree. Oh my goodness. All right, engine, ignition on, engine start button on. Well, now I have a spoiler error. How did I get a spoiler error? Because it just tried. That was the spoiler breaking. So we've now introduced another point of issue, because I do believe that has to be happy in order for this all to work. Darn it! All right, so I don't know if the spoiler error will keep anything from working, but let's try it this way. All right, real key, same amount of stuck, different levels of penetration, doesn't change anything. Fake key still goes in, still turns 90 degrees left, does absolutely nothing. Brake all the way to the floor, no response. Oh, whoa! It just said it. It just said top speed. It worked, but the fake one worked. But it just said it for a second. Shouldn't it stay there? But this one still won't turn. So did they scam me? Or is the car broken? Or is it broken more because the spoilers? This has been a diagnostically significant video. All right, I still get absolutely no movement out of the real speed key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have no idea. So maybe I got scammed, maybe I didn't. But you'll have to trust me. It said top speed for a moment. And I have a more complete car. All right, so on a restart, it has reacclimated its rear wing. I have no current evidence that I'm in a top speed mode. I have the real speed key. I put it in here. It doesn't do a darn thing. It's stuck. I put my foot all the way to the floor. That still does absolutely nothing, which requires a tremendous amount of force. Full brake this car. All right. All right. A very quick left. I am in top speed mode. It says it. I have top speed opportunities. But this isn't in there because it doesn't work. Okay. So what have we learned? even though this is no longer around Mr. Vert's neck, it is not working. This does. This, I don't know, $5 blank that our friend AMG_widebody on Instagram visually identified, had cut, and sent me from Canada does work. So I don't know if I've been scammed, if this is real. I'll be able to find out, I suppose, when I get the ordered key from Bugatti Broward. I don't have it yet simply because they have to program the other real key. This one doesn't require programming, at least not in theory. I can't imagine there's a battery or some kind of sensor. But it would seem like there's probably an issue with the switch that surrounds or is in contact with the cylinder that you turn. So I don't know what we've learned today. My car does work. My error light for the rear spoiler has gone off and it is now much more level after a restart. They can be finicky cars, these, but you know, at the moment, again, no error lights on the Bugatti. The opportunity to go 253 miles an hour, maybe not on those tires, but hey, progress. And once again, I have to thank all the people that make my content possible. Premier Financial Services, certainly, for making this purchase possible. Their exotic car financing options are incredible, especially the simple lease. It is the most powerful tool in the world of exotic car financing because you get all the benefits of a traditional finance arrangement with all the benefits of a lease. You can accumulate equity, trade in and out at any time, do whatever you want, and they're always there to let you know exactly where you stand thanks to their amortization table. Also, I'm going to thank this month's sponsor on VINwiki, Sotheby's Motorsport. This also would not have been possible if I hadn't been able to sell off so many cars last year. I sold my Ferrari GTC4 Lusso, the Rolls-Royce from our US Express run from New York to LA, as well as the six-wheeled Range Rover on Somo. So check out Somo at the link in the description below to sell your car, buy one of their amazing cars. They're one of the fastest growing players in the world of online auctions. So check them out to thank them for their support of VINwiki and find your next car on Somo.